Infinity, by definition, goes on forever, so it wasn't a shock when Disney Interactive and Avalanche Studios returned to their biggest and most successful endeavor. Even less surprising was the inclusion of the heroes from the Marvel Universe, with the Avengers, the Guardians, and the Spider-Man headlining the studio's current sweep at the box office. Infinity 2.0 is the most expensive Marvel game ever made, but is it one of the best as well?
You're on the clock, so here's what I need you to do.
Loki's frost giants and MODOK's drones are coming out of the woodwork.
Looks like Loki and MODOK have stepped up their game.
There's a lot of Disney Infinity to buy, so where do you start? Like last year, the experience is rooted in the starter pack at $75. Inside, you'll find Iron Man, Thor, and Black Widow, along with 2 minigame discs and 2 power discs to kick off your 2.0 collection. The Avengers Campaign against Loki and his frost giants is the only playset in the starter pack, which is odd since 1.0 came with 3 separate playsets: Pirates, Monsters, and Incredibles. The Avengers playset does facilitate the most characters of any so far, 6 members of the team plus 2 guest stars, Nova and Rocket Raccoon. These compatriots can be brought in once 10 of their coins have been found, and both get a couple of exclusive missions. Rocket can be purchased by himself, but Nova is only available in the Spider-Man playset, which is separate from the starter pack. Nova can also join the Guardians of the Galaxy in their playset. To roll with all 6 Avengers, you have to pick up Captain America, Hawkeye, and Hulk separately, each at $13. There are bundles available online if you want to stock up and save. Cap is great for crowd control, Hawkeye does a ton of range damage, and Hulk smashes better than anybody in the entire roster, so if you can't bear to break up the team, you'll find their skills make up for their extra recruitment fee.
Bad guys don't take a vacation, rookie. Let's go.
Infinity may be for kids of all ages, but it's grown up a lot since last year. Each character now has a skill tree and numerous exclusive combat abilities. There are no infinite respawns in 2.0's playset. Your figure has a life bar, and when it falls to pieces, you have to place another hero on the base or restart at a checkpoint. The army of characters from last year's version now have skill trees too. If you feel the need to beef up some old favorites, you can choose what strengths you want to give them, and the level cap is jumped from 15 to 20. Play with the characters from 1.0 and 2.0, and you'll notice a huge difference in their control options. The Avengers and the other playset superstars have very unique combat styles and special attacks. Flying is a big deal now, unlike coasting on a fixed plane in 1.0, so Nova, Thor, and Iron Man are handy friends to have around. Hulk can take and give a lot of damage, but he's slow, so switching to Hawkeye or Black Widow makes certain encounters a lot easier. This kind of variety was uncommon in 1.0. Character abilities were more amusing than effective, and the difficulty level stemmed mostly from platforming traps and puzzles.
You make Hulk mad!
Trying out each hero's skill set makes us look forward to the inclusion of more Disney characters launching in November, like Aladdin and Merida, along with extra Marvel cast members like Loki, Ronan, and Falcon. Having each figure grow more powerful was one of the elements Skylanders previously had on Infinity, and it's a good fit for these heroes to introduce a similar system in 2.0. When you've bested Loki and MODOK and sent the Frost Giants packing, there's an epic amount of stuff to play with in the toy box, the world-building mode that returns from and largely defined the first game. Players who care less about creating playgrounds and more about knocking heads around can keep dealing damage and leveling figures easily. The starter pack comes with 2 minigames, Escape from the Kiln and Assault on Asgard. These diversions aren't as cinematic as the playsets, but they give you lots to do. The Kiln is a Diablo-esque romp through the prison from Guardians, complete with townspeople called sidekicks you can fight with and adorn with stat-boosting gear. Assault on Asgard is basic tower defense, with different turret types you can earn and equip. Even assembling something on your own in the toy box is now easy enough to satisfy someone who wants to race, fight, or jump around immediately. There are a whopping 76 game templates you can drop in and run right away, or dissect to see how they're strung together. Certain townspeople can be deployed to randomly generate treehouses, rails, raceways, and more if you want the computer to decide what goes where, so you're free to just have fun. Anyone returning from 1.0 will also notice a bunch of new background and terrain options. It may take you a while to adjust to the new controls and menus, but everything about the toy box in 2.0 has been undoubtedly improved. Along with skylines and castles, you can now build interiors, stacking rooms together by linking doorways. You can drop in all sorts of furniture pieces and modify the walls, floors, and light fixtures. Through special doors, you can link interiors and exteriors to create a multi-stage adventure. With the new ability to add text prompts to events and townspeople, it's much easier to guide your toy box patrons where you want them to go. It's a lot to take in, so 2.0 is a charming introductory toy box that slowly reveals it all while rewarding you with special toys. Infinity has also simplified the toy purchasing process. Previously, each level a character reached granted you one chance to gamble for a toy you wanted. With character levels tied to skills they can unlock in 2.0, you now collect blue orbs as a currency and spend it directly on the stuff you want. You may have to buy the basic pieces to gain access to the cool ones, but the system no longer requires you to own multiple figures for a chance to gather every trinket you can use in the toy box. Then there are the power discs, plastic add-ons that can buff up your character, equip them with special tools or packs, or paint the world in themed terrains and backgrounds. 2.0 brings in 3 types. Certain characters have discs that can change their costume, so Hulk can go gray, and Spider-Man can slip on some symbiote. Other new discs work on a cooldown. Special powers like the Infinity Gauntlet can decimate every enemy on screen, and Team Up spawn a bonus hero to help you in battle like Ant-Man or Winter Soldier. With health meters being added in 2.0, having some backup via magic relics or powerful partners is appreciated. When Disney Infinity launched, there wasn't much to compare it to outside of Skylanders and Little Big Planet. Now we get to use the content provided in 1.0 to determine the worth of its sequel. And not everything adds up. 1.0 started with 3 playsets, and the 2.0 starter pack only comes with Avengers. So instead of taking in 3 varied gameplay styles from Pirates, Monsters, and Incredibles, you'll be wailing on Frost Giants for the entirety of the 2.0 starter pack playset offerings. There are only about a dozen different enemy types in the Avengers playset. It gets old, especially considering the wide range of enemies available in the Marvel Universe. It's clear the Toy Box and the Marvel Elite received the most attention during 2.0's development. The combat upgrades and truckload of new creator goodies will give you plenty to play around with, but there are definitely fewer playsets this year. By September of 2013, 5 had been released or announced, and so far we only have 3. If that's the content you're really looking forward to, you might feel like you're getting less than last year.
I'm not gonna lie, that could have gone better.
Infinity 2.0 has a lot of style. The 6 Avengers are loaded with personality, and the actual physical figures are as polished as ever. The series is now available on 8th generation consoles, but you won't notice a dramatic improvement in the visuals except for the size and density of the toy boxes you can build. What Infinity lacks in graphical flourish, it makes up for in content customization and gameplay freedom. The sound design, on the other hand, packs a lot more punch this year. Captain America's shield and Thor's hammer satisfyingly slam into enemies, and Hulk shakes the ground with every footstep. If you purchase the entirety of 1.0, the sequel will become your new definitive Disney Infinity experience. Every figure in the series can be brought into the 2.0 toy box, unlocking their character-specific items. You can transfer your toy box saves over from the first game and make them bigger than before. If Avalanche keeps constructing their own toy boxes month after month, and the community that created user content for 1.0 keeps competing for top toy box honors, there will be a lot of free updates to enjoy as we wait for the next wave of figures. Depending on what you want from Disney Infinity 2.0 Edition, you'll either be underwhelmed or overjoyed, maybe both. You can see exactly where improvements have been made and where the series still needs to grow. We're disappointed in the lack of diversity from the available playsets, but there's still a ridiculous amount of stuff to collect, and it's now more accessible, customizable, and fun than ever.
Avengers, assemble!